Hi guys. Okay, so when I made my long to short video and I basically cut down my ninja tail, that did a couple things for me. One, it of course shortened the blade, making it more practical for me if I ever chose to carry it or I ever wanted to carry it in a situation where I would need something like this on me. The shorter blade would make it easier, but also it makes it a lot easier for me to train in my apartment. I have very short ceilings, I have a very close confined environment, so I have to be careful with weapon length, and I have to be very careful about how I train with certain things like that, because I don't want to be banging into walls and more than anything messing up my flow, although I don't really want to be messing up the walls either, so you know, there we go. So anyway, I'm going to go ahead and get started on showing you guys a few things on basic swordsmanship, and more than anything, I'm just going to give you concepts and ideas and ways of working with it. There are a bunch of people out there that are much better swordsmen than what I ever could be or am today, but the thing is that it's better to have a whole bunch of basics and then start building off of those and then go from there. So with that being said, let's get to it. The first thing that you're going to want to do is, especially with this type of blade, my opponent expects it to be a long blade. When I draw, he finds that it's a short one, so that's one thing. I'm not going to really get into the whole carry thing, because at this point it's beyond the scope of this video. Okay, I'm going to go over the grip and how to grip a sword real quickly. This is not a baseball bat. You are not, you know, going to do this big baseball bat swing where you're gripping it like this. No. The grip that you're going to want to use, maybe if I, is you want your sword to rest this way, okay? And I'm going to wrap my pinky with tight intensity, medium, a little bit less, okay? And then my forefinger should just have like a feeling of floating, and my thumb then rotates over the top, you see. And then how you can tell is if you see a groove between my thumb and my forefinger, and it should be right above, and that brings my sword then into perfect alignment with my arm. Okay? Now for the bottom hand, you just pretty much do the same thing. So you wrap here, 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 and then here. Okay? So this will prevent you from doing something, you know, this grip here will actually prevent you from using your sword like a baseball bat. So understand that. So we're not, right? But we are this, okay? Or this, okay? Which I think if you follow that grip, at first it is a little restrictive, but over time you understand why it is the way it is. Okay? Now as we go further, you know, we learn how to use and change our grips as necessary, and how to wield our sword with one hand. That's part of the reason for it to be as light as it is, but we're getting further beyond. Okay. The next thing that you have to understand is, particularly with Japanese swordplay, you do not ever really want your blade to contact your opponent's blade. Okay? If your blade has to stop or has to block your opponent's blade, you have screwed up. You have made the wrong move, you know, and now the sword is the only thing that can save your bacon, basically. So that's why I'm teaching you these basic moves that you should never have to use, but if you do, you have them, okay? Understand that if you're going to block another oncoming blade with your blade, you're going to want to block it at the front, right? You're going to want to block it closest to the hand, because this gives you the most strength and the most likelihood of your blade being able to withstand the pressure and the force. You do not block a blade out here, okay? This is the offensive part of the blade. If we're to look at our blade like that, this would be the offensive part, this would be the defensive part. Okay, so you would want to use this for your defense and this for your offense, more or less, okay? With that being understood, second thing that you have to understand is when two blades edge on edge smack together, what happens is one blade cuts into the other, okay? Or they both cut into each other. This causes the blades to stick, okay? And this is an important point. The reason why I say that is because this is what we will use to generate power for our counterattack, okay? So the first attack that's going to come is going to come from the side, okay? It's going to come from the side, and it's going to come to my temple here, okay? So let's say I'm in a lower general or in a middle general, okay? And so I see that coming. I don't react, I don't blend, and at the very last minute I have to do something, okay? I'm going to step forward with my right foot, okay? Now this will be similar to like a triangle step in Philippine martial arts, okay? Now when I do that, I'm going to raise my sword this way, okay? I'm going to raise my sword this way, alright? Note that I have my guard to protect in case I miss, okay? I'm going to raise my sword this way, and that incoming blade will smack right here, okay? That's where we're at. That's what it's going to do. It's going to smack right there, at which point it's going to dig in. When it does, I'm going to fling it off, and then I'm going to come back across to the neck and decapitate, okay? So once again, from middle general, okay, I'm going to see it coming, I'm going to step forward, I'm going to step into it, I'm going to rotate my entire body under my sword, okay? The reason why I'm doing this is because my sword is creating a roof for me, okay? And I want this roof to be strong, okay? I want all my body weight and all my strength under it, okay? This is different from a evasion type technique. This is mean force with force. We don't want to do this, but once again, we're in a position where we put ourselves in this position where we have to. So, stepping forward, under it, full, okay? Blade sticks, I fling off, I come back, okay? Now, when I fling off, alright, when I step forward, I've started to angle my body. I've started to twist my body like a spring, okay? Into here, okay? Into here, alright? Now when that happens, I drop my center of gravity. I move my left arm. My left arm is the one that's pulling, doing this, okay? My right arm is just going with it, okay? And as I do, I turn my entire body and flick my point, much like I would a fishing rod or something like this, and I fling it off, okay? Now that my entire body and all my force is going in this direction, all I'm doing then is I'm just reversing the flow. I'm just twisting my hips, bringing my right arm this way. At this point, I don't even need my left hand anymore, and I'm just bringing it across my opponent's neck. Okay? That's how that works. Okay, so once again, middle general, step forward, step under it, flick, come across. Okay? Something else needs to be said, and it's this. We have to understand how a blade cuts. Okay? A blade does not cut this. Okay? Me just swinging my blade this does not cut. In fact, I'm going to modify. Okay? This is going to hack. This is going to chop. This is not going to cut. You cut this way. You cut this way. Right? So as I'm impacting my opponent's neck, I'm pulling it back so that I'm dragging this edge, the sharpened edge, across my opponent's neck. That is how I'm going to cut him. That is how you're going to be able to cut the tamashigiri or anything else. You are not going to right? You are going to bring it back. You're going to bring it back. Now with the katana, it's already got that curvature, so the design of the blade will cut for you. It will do that entire thing for you. With a straight blade, there is no curvature. This blade will not cut for me. Okay? I have to make it cut. And see, that's the difference. So once again, step forward, bring it up, be under it, flick, swing this left leg as I'm cutting. Right? And by using my circle, the circle that's created from my shoulder to my elbow to my wrist, and the circle that's being created from the rotation of my hip. Okay? If you need help with rotation, that's why I put out my first few videos of Taiwaza, 1 through 4. If you haven't seen them yet so far, watch them. They will give you a better foundation for all this stuff. Okay? But anyway, so we're from here, step forward, flick, come across, draw your sword through. Okay? That's the first one. Okay? The second one is going to be the same type of an attack, only it's going to come from this direction. And this way, it's going to be the same movement, only this time coming with the left hand. Okay? Notice how I can let go of my right with my right hand and let my left do the work, because it's all rotation of the body. So once again, from here, I step forward, I step into it, I flick, I come back across. Okay? Alright. That covers these two to the side. Now the one that's coming crashing down on you, okay, first thing that you're going to do is you're going to step to the side. Either side, it doesn't matter. This one's coming straight down to the top, to the tendo, or the top of the head, or the crown. Okay? You're going to step to the side, and you're going to do one of these. Okay? So basically, and this is a common technique, you're going to step to the side either way. Because the light's in my way, I'm going to go ahead and step to the right. And I'm going to bring my sword up. Okay? Now as I bring that sword up, I'm going to bring this foot back. Now I'm creating a roof block, or what is called as a roof block in the Philippine martial arts and stuff like that. So by doing that, then I can start here. Now I've got my entire body out of the way. My blade is going to cant that blade off. Okay? And because he's stepping forward strongly to do one of these, okay, I've already come here. Alright? Which gives me the ability then to rotate, come around, and take his head. See how that works? So, once again, it's 1, 2, and now I'm cutting. Okay? So once again, he's coming from the top. 1, 2. From the top. 1, 2. Okay? And even from this position, when I'm here, I've already won. So if I wanted to hit him with my head here in like a shudo or a back fist or something like that, I can. If I wanted to hit him with my kashiria or my butt cap or my katana and strike his temple, I can. So You know, that's the idea, is to go 1, 2, or 1, 2, or 1, 2. I can do this with either side that I choose. Depending on the conditions at the time, I may have to go to the right with this one. I may have to go to the left with this one. It just kind of, you have to deal with that as time goes on. So understand that. Okay. Let's go from the side attacks. Okay. Basically, what's going to happen is my opponent is going to do one of these. Okay. He's going to do a sideways slash to my torso, pretty much anywhere from my waist on up. Okay. How am I going to deal with that? Okay. Once again, middle general, I see that happening. I'm going to step out. Okay. This one is going to be the left hand slash. It's going to come this way. Alright. So I'm going to step out here. I'm going to bring my blade up. Not as high as I did for the roof block, but about here. And I'm going to let that rest right against my elbow. Okay. This gives my blade more support. Okay. By supporting it this way, now my entire blade length is strong, because it has a support from the top and a support from the bottom. Their blade is not going to be able to cut through mine. It doesn't matter. They have a sharpened piece of steel or whatever else. Their sharpened piece of steel is not going to be any more dense than mine. Therefore, it is not going to be able to cut mine. It's difficult to cut these swords with a Dremel tool. Their chunk of steel that they're swinging in my face or at my body is not going to cut through my steel. Okay, it's just not going to happen. Physics dictates that it will not happen. This allows me to do this type of a movement. Okay, so once again, middle general, step forward, bring it back here. All right. Now then, here's where we go into something that's very similar to Filipino martial arts, and you'll see this here in a minute. Okay, so from here I'm going to go ahead and rotate my body, because now I've deflected the threat, I've stopped it, I've taken all the energy and all the impact, so I'm probably going to shrink just a little bit, not much. I'm going to transfer that into a rotation, okay, to which I bring my sword on around to the neck. Okay, so once again, here's how this works. 1, 2. Okay. Now, if I want to, from here, from stepping forward into it, okay, I can go ahead and spin my entire body around and then bring the cut. That's a little more flashy, but it has a lot more power behind it. So that's something else that we need to be thinking about. So the basic movement is to just 1. Okay, so step forward, 1, 2, 3, cut. Okay. Notice that after I'm done cutting here, I'm going ahead and bringing it back up. This is kind of a Filipino martial art thing, where you cut, and then now I'm resetting my body for the next attack here. Okay, so even with this motion, even when I'm here, there's one side of the X and then there's the other side of the X. Okay, same thing, okay. So this is something that needs to be understood. Okay, so once again, middle general, step forward, 1, 2, okay, or middle general, step forward, block, spin. Now when I spin, I'm bringing my left leg behind, cat stepping, okay. So when I'm going here, I'm cat stepping behind. And then all I have to do is lift up on the balls of my feet to spin. And then from that spinning, Then I'm going to bring my left foot back to give me more stability and bring my right foot around. Okay? So basically, here's how this will work again. Okay? 1, 2, spin. Okay? Now I can leave this the way it is and just bring my right around too. That's probably the best way to do it. So, once again, 1, cat step behind, rotate, bring the right foot around. Okay? Okay guys, so now that we've done that, so we've done this attack, the top, the side, okay? Once again, we're going to go with the middle general. Now if it comes towards my strong side or my right hand side, it's going to come this way. Okay. This is where it becomes different. Okay. I taught you this one for the left hand side. I can't do this with the right side because I don't have this elbow here to support as well. Okay. It's going to cause me to be a lot less comfortable with that. So what I'm going to do with that is I'm going to basically, I hate to say bat it away, but that's basically what's going to happen, is I'm going to slap it or I'm going to bat it away. And now as I'm batting that sort of way, note that I'm turning my blade. So I'm striking with the hard edge or the ha of the blade, okay? I am not smacking with the flat of the blade, okay? The edge will be able to take much more punishment than the flat, okay? So when I'm batting it away, I'm just turning my body and turning my wrist, okay? Smacking it away, batting it down, and then coming across. That simple. So once again, smacking it away, and then cutting across the net. Notice that I don't change my foot position at this point. The only time I change my foot position is when I'm starting to move in towards to cut. Okay? I do not change my foot position until I'm cutting in this technique. All the other techniques I've moved my feet and then I've done whatever up here. Okay? This is different. This is where I move my arms, I move my hands, I move my body, then I move my feet. Okay? So it's boom, boom. It is not anything other than that. Okay? Alright, so that one was pretty self-explanatory. Once again, middle general. Now this one is going to be a lower slight to my legs. Okay? So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take my sword from the middle general position and I'm going to swing it down. Right? I'm going to swing it down to meet their edge with mine. I'm going to step forward, and as I do, I'm going to turn my entire body around and slam this way. Okay? So let me back up here so that you guys can see that a little bit better. Okay? So what I'm going to do is I'm going to swing this blade down. I'm going to step forward, and I'm going to come across and down. Okay? And I'm going to basically, once again, be aware of the drawing, cutting motion, but I'm still coming down, and the intended target is right here. It's right alongside the neck. Okay? Once again, watch my where to cut videos. That'll help you with that. But the idea is then is that I'm going to not necessarily try to cleave the head off the shoulders. I'm just going to try to cleave a deep cut through here. A lot of blood vessels up here, and if I cut down that area, my opponent will pump out. He will die. Okay? So, once again, swinging down, stepping forward, turn around, bam. Okay? So, once again, swing down, step forward, turn around, bam. Okay? From the other side, Same technique. I just swing it down this way, step forward with the left, turn around, bam, done. Okay? So, that's something else to be aware of. The last one that we're going to go over is a thrust or a stab. Okay? Once again, middle general. Alright? If he thrusts, once again, I'm going to bat it away. Basically what happens is the sword comes in, I'm going to bat it away, I'm going to smack it away, I'm going to step to the side, I'm going to rotate my entire body. So I've already batted it away, alright, I've used my sword to deflect it off of my path. That sword is now in front of my blade now, okay? It's over here. It is not here, okay? It started here, but now it's over here, okay? Because I've just rotated my body and my hands just those few inches to keep that away from coming in towards my center of mass. Now, I'm going to step forward with my right foot. I'm going to step behind with the cat step again, and instead of I'm going to use the same turning or the same twisting motion that I was using before to turn around 360, but instead of coming this way or coming that way, I'm going to be going this way. Okay, so it's going to be one. See the difference of the blade? I am not going X, I am going across. Okay? Now then, if it comes from the other side, I bat it away, step forward with the left foot, step behind, come around, and come this way. Okay? I have to be careful because I got a fridge right there. So, yeah. But anyway, so like I said, bat it away, step forward, come around, cut this way, from the other way, bat it away, step forward, come around, and go this way. Okay? That's the basics of how to use this for defensive. We'll get into the attacks in the next video.
I appreciate your comments, I appreciate your views, I appreciate your time. Defend your homes wisely.